Welcome back, students. Today we'll be starting with chemical equivalent. Last video we had a recap of what was taught in class 9 and 10. Now we start with a very important topic, chemical equivalent, which you will use in many different lessons of class 11 as well as class 12, and it will also be used for your practical purpose, that is your titration experiments that you will have in your in practical. Okay, so we start with chemical equivalent. Now when we say chemical equivalent, what exactly is the word equivalent? Like, for example, let us forget chemistry and take an example. At home, you prepare your mother prepares tea. Now, when she's preparing tea with a particular amount of milk. She knows exactly how much of water has to be added, how much of tea leaves have to be added. Suppose a particular amount she takes and makes tea for 4 people. It comes out to be perfect tea because she knew exactly how much tea leaves, how much of sugar, how much milk, and exactly how much of water. Now, she prepared tea for 4 people, and it was the perfect tea that you've had. Next day, some guests arrive, 4 more people arrived to your place, and now she has to make tea for 8 people. Now for 4 people, suppose she had taken 2 spoons of tea leaves. For 8 people, accordingly, she will increase the amount of tea leaves. Correct? That means she has a particular measurement which will be equivalent, which will be maybe increased or decreased in an equivalent manner depending on the number of people there, and it will be a perfect tea. Another example, let us take, you buy gulab jamuns. You go to your favorite sweet shop and you say, give me a plate of gulab jamun. Now a plate of gulab jamun, suppose he gives you 2 gulab jamuns and you pay him maybe 20 rupees. Now, for that 2 gulab jamuns, you paid him 20 rupees when you said 1 plate of gulab jamun. Now you go to some other place, you want to have gulab jamun. You went to that place, you asked how much is a plate of gulab jamun, he said 20 rupees, fine. But when he gave you 1 plate gulab jamun, there was only 1 piece, but you paid him 20. At your hometown, when you went and asked for a plate of gulab jamun, he gave you 2 gulab jamuns, and there also you paid him 20. So that means at your hometown, 1 plate of gulab jamun with 2 pieces of gulab jamun was equivalent to 1 gulab jamun that you had in another place, where there also you had said 1 plate of gulab jamun, which was easier to say. You should have said, give me 2 pieces of gulab jamun. Then you would have paid him 40. Right? So there is a ratio, there is an equivalence. In that 1 plate of gulab jamun, 20 rupees at your home place and 20 rupees outside. 1 plate meant 2 gulab jamuns, and in some other place 1 plate meant 1 gulab jamun, and both had 20 rupees. That means 1 plate in your hometown was equivalent to 1 plate there. But how many did you get? You got only 1 piece. That is equivalence. That means when a chemical reaction is taking place, when a compound is being formed, or some sort of a displacement is taking place, a particular amount reacts with a particular amount of something else to produce a particular amount of some third thing. That is chemical equivalent. Please do not confuse it with moles, which you had done a little bit in class 10. Okay. So what's chemical equivalent? Let's look at the reaction or definition. Now, when I'm taking an example, before I go into the definition, let me take an example. Zinc reacts with sulfuric acid to give zinc sulfate and hydrogen. Hydrogen is the gas which is liberated. Okay, so zinc is reacting with sulfuric acid, giving zinc sulfate and hydrogen. Zinc has got its gram atomic mass as 65 grams. Sulfuric acid, 2 hydrogens. So 2 plus 32 plus 4 into 16, that's coming out to be 98. And it produces hydrogen gas, which is 2 into 1.008. Now, when I'm saying zinc is producing hydrogen, okay, and 65 grams of zinc is producing, let me just remove this 008 and I'm going to calculate with 1. It will be easier to understand. 65 grams of zinc is giving me 2 grams, let us take 2 into 1, so 2 grams of hydrogen. So that means here 65 means 2 grams. That means, let me take it as gulab jamuns. I have got over here 2 gulab jamuns. But in some other place, I had got 1. So if I have to make it an equivalent, then I have to see how much zinc is going to be there if it is going to produce 1 gram of hydrogen. Okay, so when we look at the chemical equivalent is defined as the equivalent mass or weight of a substance. It is a number of parts. That means equivalent mass of the substance is the number of parts by weight of which it combines with or displaces directly or indirectly 1.008 parts by weight of hydrogen, or 8 parts by weight of oxygen, or 35.5 parts by weight of chlorine. It can go on. So what is equivalent weight? That means that weight of a substance which can displace 1 gram of hydrogen, or that weight of a substance which can displace 8 grams of oxygen, or that amount of substance which can displace maybe 35.5 part by weight of chlorine, or that substance which can combine with 1 gram of hydrogen, that substance which can combine with 8 grams of oxygen, or that particular substance which can combine with 35.5 parts by weight of chlorine. That is the definition that we can say for equivalent mass. It can go on. I can have more and more elements. Instead of hydrogen, oxygen and chlorine, we can take some other. If we are able to calculate, we can take that also. But the elementary definition that we can say is this, that it combines or displaces directly, indirectly 1 part by weight of hydrogen, 8 parts by weight of oxygen, 35.5 part by weight of chlorine. So when this example we take, zinc is reacting with sulfuric acid giving zinc sulfate and hydrogen. 65 is its atomic mass, so zinc is 65 grams. It is producing 2 into 1.008 grams hydrogen. So 1 part of that means 2 parts of hydrogen is produced from where? Produced from 65 grams of by mass of zinc. So 1 part of hydrogen, because over here the definition says directly or indirectly how much of hydrogen is displaced or reacted with. It is 1.008. So 1 part of hydrogen will react with how much, or 1.008 part of hydrogen will react with how much? 65 divided by 2 in this case, that will become 32.5. So what is the equivalent mass of zinc? Equivalent mass of zinc is 32.5. So I can increase the definition. The definition can now be: it displays directly or indirectly 1 part by weight of hydrogen, or 8 parts by weight of oxygen, or 35.5 part by weight of chlorine, or 32.5 part by weight of zinc. Let us take another example. Over here only, sulfuric acid. The molecular mass of sulfuric acid is 98. That means 98 grams of sulfuric acid is required to produce 2 grams of hydrogen, or 2 into 1, 2.008 grams of hydrogen. Right? So 1 part of hydrogen will be requiring how much of H2SO4? Or 1 part of hydrogen will be produced from how much of H2SO4? 1 part would be 98 parts sulfuric acid gives 2 parts hydrogen, means 1 part of hydrogen is produced from 98 by 2, that is 49 gram. That means 49 is its equivalent mass. And equivalent mass is a number. Equivalent mass is a pure number. It has no units, because it is actually what? A ratio of the weights. 2 parts is this much, so 1 part is how much? It's a ratio of the weights, because it represents the ratio. So equivalent mass is not having any unit. It is not grams at the moment. We'll come to gram equivalent weight, just like we had atomic mass. Okay, so 49 is its equivalent mass. So I can again increase the definition. Definition would be: whatever is the amount of substance by number of parts by which it combines or displaces directly, indirectly 1 part by weight of hydrogen, 8 parts by weight of oxygen, 35.5 parts by weight of chlorine, or 32.5 parts by weight of zinc, or 49 parts by weight of sulfuric acid. But then we can go on and on and on with the number of you can say relativeness, the number of compounds or elements that we can add on and on to the definition to know how much is its equivalent mass. But elementary definition is in terms of hydrogen, oxygen and chlorine. Okay, so when we say this, now finally, equivalent mass is what? Equivalent mass is the number of parts by weight of which combines with or displaces directly or indirectly 1.008 parts by weight of hydrogen, or 8 parts by weight of oxygen, and 35.5 parts by weight of chlorine. So when we look at the ratio, when we look at this equivalent mass, let us see how to calculate the equivalent mass. Now, to calculate the equivalent mass can be related to atomic mass if we have to calculate the equivalent weight of an element. So equivalent weight of an element. Now elements can be those which have got variable valency. Okay, we'll do with variable valency later. First we'll see the equivalent weight of an element which is not showing variable valency. So equivalent weight of an element is the atomic mass of the element divided by valency. Okay, now what is valency? We know what is valency. What is valency? Valency of an element is equal to what? Equal to the number of hydrogen atoms with which it can, one element or one atom of an element can combine. That is valency. That's what you've studied already in class 10 also. Another definition for valency. What is valency? Valency of an element is equal to the number of hydrogen atoms with which one atom of an element can combine. So if one atom of an element is combining with a particular valency, then X atoms of hydrogen combining with one atom of that particular element. That means we can say V into whatever is the valency, let valency be V. Okay, let valency be V, then V into 1.008. So equivalent weight of an element is what? Atomic weight, mass of the element divided by its valency. So what will be the equivalent weight of oxygen? Atomic mass is 16, valency is 2, so 16 by 2, 8. And that is what is there in the definition. 8 parts by mass of oxygen. What is the equivalent weight of magnesium? 24 by 2, that is 12. Equivalent weight of iodine, atomic mass of iodine is what? 127, And what is its valency? 1. So equivalent weight of iodine would be 127 by 1. Okay, so that ways we calculate the equivalent weight of an element. Suppose the element is showing valency difference, that means variable valency. So whenever it is in the, like for example, let us take copper. Equivalent weight of copper in cuprous salt. Cuprous means copper has valency 1. Okay, atomic mass of copper is 63.6. So when it has valency 1, its equivalent weight is 63.6. And when it is in the form of a cupric salt, okay, then copper has got valency 2. At that time, whenever in whatever reaction it is in the form of a cupric salt, then the equivalent weight of cupric salt would be 6 in copper in cupric salt would be 63.6 by 2, that is 31.8. That means if it is in the form of cuprous, it is 63.6. If it is in the form of cupric, according to the valency, we have the equivalent weight. Let us take another one, the second part. Instead of element, suppose we have a salt. Now salts are, again you have studied normal salt and acid salt. Let us start with the normal salt first. Now when we say atomic weight, equivalent weight of a normal salt, equivalent weight of a normal salt is equal to whatever is the formula weight. Like if you have a normal salt NaCl. NaCl means sodium chloride. Sodium chloride has a formula weight. Sodium has got, let me take examples. Sodium has got equivalent weight as sodium has 23 and chlorine is 35.5. So 23 plus 35.5 is its molecular mass divided by whatever is the total charge on the cationic part. Which is the cationic part here? Sodium is the cationic part. And what is the total charge of sodium in the cationic part? 1. So equivalent weight of a normal salt is equal to the formula weight of the salt divided by the total charge on the cationic parts. Let us take example of sodium carbonate. Sodium carbonate has 2 Na's. So 2 into 23 plus 12 plus 3 into 16. That's its molecular mass. So a molecular mass divided by what is, or the formula weight, let us take the formula weight divided by, or that formula weight means what? The weight, the total weight of the molecule in that particular formula. Okay, the formula weight divided by the number of charge, the total charge on the cationic part. Total charge is, sodium is supposed to be plus 1, 2 sodiums, so plus 2. So total charge is plus 2. So the entire formula weight divided by 2, that will be 53. That means equivalent weight of sodium carbonate is how much? 53. Let us take equivalent weight of barium chloride. Barium has atomic mass 137. Chlorine is 35.5. So 2 chlorine, so 2 into 35.5. So the formula mass is this. And what is the total charge on barium in this case? In barium chloride, plus 2. So what will be the formula? The formula weight divided by the total charge, that is plus 2. So equivalent weight is 10404. Let us come to equivalent weight of an acid salt. Equivalent weight of an acid salt. You know what's an acid salt? Sodium bicarbonate, calcium bicarbonate, etc. These are all acid salts, where the replaceable hydrogen atoms have not completely been replaced. Okay, so you have sodium bicarbonate. Now, equivalent weight of an acid salt. Whatever is the formula weight of the salt divided by the number of replaceable hydrogen atoms present. How many more replaceable hydrogen atoms are present in that acid salt? That would be the number of replaceable hydrogens. So we have equivalent weight of sodium bicarbonate or sodium hydrogen carbonate. What is the formula weight? 23 plus 1 plus 12 plus 3 into 16. And how many replaceable hydrogens are here? You have 1. So replaceable hydrogen is 1. So you have divide by 1. So what is the equivalent mass? Equivalent mass is 84. Equivalent mass of calcium bicarbonate. Calcium bicarbonate means again 40 plus 2 into 1 plus 12 plus this is 6. So oxygen would be 2 into 48. So there, this is the total formula weight. And how many replaceable hydrogen ions are there in this case? Calcium bicarbonate, 2. 2 replaceable hydrogens. So you have 2. So equivalent weight of calcium bicarbonate is what? 81. What is an equivalent weight of an acid? Now what is an acid? An acid means a substance which is able to give hydrogen ions or hydronium ions in its aqueous solution. And number of hydrogen ions that one molecule of an acid can furnish in its aqueous solution is known as basicity. That means basicity is the number of replaceable hydrogen ions present in one molecule of an acid. So the equivalent weight of an acid is a number of parts by which it can supply one part by weight of hydrogen. That means what will be the equivalent weight of an acid? Molecular weight of the acid by its basicity. Okay, so let us take examples again. For example, equivalent weight of HCl, molecular formula weight 36.5 because 1 plus 35.5, and what is its basicity? 1. So 36.5 by 1, that is 36.5. Equivalent weight of sulfuric acid, formula weight is 98 by 2. By 2 is the basicity, so you have 49. And what will be the equivalent weight of phosphoric acid? You have H3PO4, 98 by 3, that will come out to be 32.67. That's the equivalent weight of an acid. Equivalent weight of a base. Base means what? A substance which gives hydroxyl ions in the aqueous solution. The number of hydroxyl ions that one molecule of a base can supply in its aqueous solution is termed as what? Acidity. Okay, that means when we have to say what could be the equivalent weight, the equivalent weight of a base is that part by weight of it which can neutralize one equivalent of an acid. That means, because why one equivalent of an acid? Why one equivalent? Because you have H plus and OH minus giving H2O. This is the neutralization reaction. That means one equivalent of one H plus will be neutralized by one OH minus. Okay, so when we say in terms of definition, or what is equivalent weight in terms of a base, that part by weight of which can neutralize one equivalent, because you have one H plus here. Okay, neutralize one equivalent of an acid. That means how do I take the formula of that? Molecular weight of the base divided by the acidity. So equivalent weight of NaOH is what? 40 by 1, that is 40. 1 is what? Acidity. Calcium hydroxide, what is the acidity? 2. So what is equivalent weight? 74 is its formula weight by 2, that is 37. And for aluminium hydroxide, the acidity is 3. So what is the equivalent weight? 78 by 3, that is 26.